Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who is this kid? What's he gonna do?
I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I'ma get a scholarship to King's College. I probably shouldn't brag, but dagger, I am amazed and astonished. The problem is I got a lot of brains but no polish. I gotta holler just to be heard with every word. I drop knowledge. I'm a diamond in the rough, a shiny piece of coal trying to reach my goal. My power of speech unimpeachable. Only 19, but my mind is older. These New York City streets get colder. I shoulder every burden, every disadvantage I have learned to manage. I don't have a gun to brandish. I walk these streets famished. The plan is to fan this spark into a flame, but damn, it's getting dark. So let me spell out the name. I am the ALEXAND. We are meant to be a colony that runs independently. Meanwhile, Britain keeps shitting on us endlessly. Essentially, they tax us relentlessly. Then King George turns around and runs a spending spree. He ain't never gonna set his descendants free, so there will be a revolution in this century. Enter me,
he says in parentheses.
Don't be shocked when your history book mentions me. I will lay down my life if it sets us free. Eventually, you'll see my ascendancy, and I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. It's time to take a shot.
I dream of life without a monarchy. The unrest in France will lead to anarchy. Anarchy, how you say? Oh, anarchy. When I fight, I make the other side panicky with my shot.
Your tales of brandness. I got you all knuckleheads and local perennials. I'll join the rebellion because I know it's my chance to socially advance. Instead of swords or pants, I'm gonna take a shot.
But we'll never be truly free until those in bondage have the same rights as you and me.
That's right.
You and I, do or die. Wait till I stallion on a stallion with the 1st Black Battalion. Have another shot.
Geniuses, lower your voices. You keep out of trouble and you double your choices. I'm with you, but the situation is fraught. You've got to be carefully taught. If you talk, you're gonna get shot.
Burr, check what we got. Mr. Lafayette, hard rock like Lancelot. I think your fans look hot. Lawrence, I like you a lot. Let's hatch a plot blacker than the cattle calling the pot. What are the odds the gods will put us all in one spot? Popping a squad on conventional wisdom, like it or not. A bunch of revolutionary manumission abolitionists. Give me a position. Show me where the ammunition is. Oh, am I talking too loud? Sometimes I get overexcited. Shoot off at the mouth. I never had a group of friends before. I promise that I'll make y'all proud.
Let's get this guy in front of a crowd.
I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot.
Everybody sing.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hey.
Whoa. Whoa.
Let's go!
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I said shout it to the rooftops.
Whoa.
Said to the rooftops.
Whoa.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go. Rise up. When you're living on your knees, you rise up. Tell your brother that he's gotta rise up. Tell your sister that she's gotta rise up. When are these colonies gonna rise up? 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 Rise up!
I imagine death so much feels more like a memory. When's it gonna get me? In my sleep, 7 feet ahead of me. If I see it coming, do I run or do I let it be? Is it like a beat without a melody? See, I never thought I'd live past 20. Where I come from, some get half as many. Ask anybody why we living fast and we laugh, reach for a flask. We have to make this moment last. That's plenty, scratch that. This is not a moment, it's the movement. We're all the hungriest brothers with something to prove went. Foes oppose us, we take an honest stand. We roll like Moses, claiming our promised land. And if we win our independence, is that a guarantee of freedom for our descendants? Or will the blood we shed begin an endless cycle of vengeance and death with no defendants? I know the action in the street is exciting, but Jesus, between all the bleeding and fighting, I've been reading and writing. We need to handle our financial situation. Are we a nation of states? What's the state of our nation? I'm past patiently waiting, I'm passionately smashing every expectation, every action's an act of creation. I'm laughing in the face of casualties and sorrow. For the first time, I'm thinking past guess tomorrow.
And I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. We're gonna rise up. Time to take a shot. We're gonna rise up. Time to take a shot. We're gonna rise up, rise up.
It's time to take a shot.
Rise up, rise up.
Time to take a shot.
Rise up.
Time to take a shot. Take a shot, shot, shot. Hey, time to take a shot. Time to take a shot.
And I am not throwing away my shot.
There's nothing rich folks love more than going downtown and slumming it with the poor. They pull up in their carriages and gawk at the students in the common just to watch them talk. Take Philip Schuyler, the man is loaded. Uh-oh, but little does he know that his daughters, Peggy, Angelica, Eliza, slip into the city just to watch all the guys that...
Angelica,
Eliza,
And Peggy.
The Schuyler Sisters.
Angelica,
Eliza. Daddy said to be home by sundown.
Daddy doesn't need to know.
Daddy said not to go downtown.
Like you said, you're free to go.
But look around, the revolution's happening in New York.
New York.
Work.
It's bad enough that he wants to go to war.
People shouting in the square.
It's bad enough there'll be violence on our shores.
No ideas in the air.
Angelica, remind me what we're looking for.
Eliza, I'm looking for a mind at work. I'm looking for a mind at work. I'm looking for a mind at work. Whoa, 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 work.
Ooh, there's nothing like summer in the city. Someone in a rush next to someone looking pretty. Excuse me, miss, I know it's not funny, but your perfume smells like your daddy's got money. Why you slumming in the city in your fancy heels? You searching for an urchin who can give you ideals?
Burr, you disgust me.
Ah, so you've discussed me. I'm a trust fund, baby, you can trust me.
I've been reading Common Sense by Thomas Paine. Some men say that I'm intense or I'm insane. You want a revolution, I want a revelation. So listen to my declaration.
We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal.
And when I meet Thomas Jefferson, I like him to include women in the sequel. Work!
Look around at how lucky we are to be alive right now. Look around at how lucky we are to be alive right now. History is happening in Manhattan, and we just happen to be in the greatest city in the world. In the greatest city in the world.
Cause I've been reading Common Sense by Thomas Paine. Someone say that I'm intense or I'm insane. You want a revolution, I want a revelation. So listen to my declaration.
We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. Look around at how lucky we are to be alive right now. History is happening in Manhattan, and we just happen to be in the greatest city in the world. In the greatest city in the world.
Angelica,
Eliza and Peggy, the Schuyler Sisters. We're looking for a mind at work. Hey, 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 in the greatest city in the world.
You say the price of my love's not a price that you're willing to pay. You cry in your tea which you hurl in the sea when you see me go by. Why so sad? Remember we made an arrangement when you went away. Now you're making me mad. Remember, despite our estrangement, I'm your man. You'll be back, soon you'll see. You'll remember you belong to me. You'll be back, time will tell. You'll remember that I served you well. Oceans rise, empires fall. We have seen each other through it all. And when push comes to shove, I will send a fully armed battalion to remind you of my love. Da 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 da. You say your love is draining and you can't go on. You'll be the one complaining when I'm gone. And no, don't change the subject, 'cause you're my favorite subject. My sweet submissive subject, my loyal royal subject, forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. You'll be back like before. I will fight the fight and win the war for your love, for your praise, and I'll love you till my dying days. When you're gone, I'll go mad, so don't throw away this thing we had. 'Cause when push comes to shove, I will kill your friends and family to remind you of my love. Da 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 da. Everybody, da 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 da
As a kid in the Caribbean, I wished for a war. I knew that I was poor. I knew it was the only way to rise up. If they tell my story, I am either gonna die on the battlefield in glory or rise up. I will fight for this land, but there's only one man who can give us a command so we can rise up. Understand? It's the only way to rise up. Rise up. Here he comes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for, the pride of Mount Vernon, George Washington.
We are outgunned, outmanned, outnumbered, outplanned. We gotta make an all-out stand. Ayo, I'm gonna need a right-hand man. Check it, can I be real a second? For just a millisecond, let down my guard and tell the people how I feel a second. Now I'm the model of a modern major general, the venerated Virginian veteran whose men are all lining up to put me on a pedestal, writing letters to relatives, embellishing my elegance and eloquence. But the elephant is in the room. The truth is in your face when you hear the British cannons go. Any hope of success is fleeting. How can I keep leading when the people I'm leading keep retreating? We put a stop to the bleeding as the British take Brooklyn, night takes Rook. But look, we are outgunned, outmanned, outnumbered, outplanned. We gotta make an all-out stand. Ayo, I'm gonna need a right-hand man. Incoming!
They're battering down the battery, check the damages. We gotta stop them and rob them of their advantages. Let's take a stand with the stamina God has granted us. Hamilton won't abandon ship, yo, let's steal their cannons.
Boom! Goes the cannon, watch the blood and the shit spraying. Goes the cannon, we're abandoning Kip's baying. There's another shipping. We just lost the southern tipping. We gotta run to Harlem quick, we can't afford another slip. Guns and horses giddy up. I decide to divvy up my forces. They're skittish as the British get the city up. This close to giving up, facing mad scrutiny. I scream in the face of this mass mutiny. Are these the men with which I am to defend America? We ride at midnight, Manhattan in the distance. I cannot be everywhere at once, people. I am in dire need of assistance.
Your Excellency, sir.
Who are you?
Aaron Burr, sir. Permission to state my case?
As you were.
Sir, I was a captain under General Montgomery until he caught a bullet in the neck in Quebec. And well, in summary, I think that I could be of some assistance. I admire how you keep firing on the British from a distance.
Huh.
I have some questions. A couple of suggestions on how to fight instead of fleeing west.
Yes?
Well,
Your Excellency, you wanted to see me?
Hamilton, come in. Have you met Burr?
Yes, sir. We keep meeting.
As I was saying, sir, I look forward to seeing your strategy play out.
Burr?
Sir?
Close the door on your way out.
Have I done something wrong, sir?
On the contrary, I called you here because our odds are beyond scary. Your reputation precedes you, but I have to laugh.
Sir?
Hamilton, how come no one could get you on their staff?
Sir!
Don't get me wrong, you're a young man of great renown. I know you stole British cannons when we were still downtown. Nathaniel Greene and Henry Knox wanted to hire you.
To be their secretary? I don't think so.
Now why are you upset?
I'm not.
It's alright you want to fight. You've got a hunger. I was just like you when I was younger, head full of fantasies of dying like a martyr.
Yes.
Dying is easy, young man. Living is harder.
Why are you telling me this?
I'm being honest. I'm working with a third of what our Congress has promised. We are a powder keg about to explode. I need someone like you to lighten the load. So?
I am not throwing away my shot.
Son, we are outgunned, outmanned.
You need all the help you can get. I have some friends, Lawrence, Mulligan, Marquis de Lafayette. Okay, what else?
Outnumbered, outplanned.
You'll need some spies on the inside, some kingsmen who might let some things slide. I'll write to Congress and tell them we need supplies. You rally the guys, master the element of surprise. I'll rise above my station, organize your information till we rise to the occasion of our new nation. Sir! Rise up.
What?
Rise up.
What?
Rise up.
What?
What?
And his right-hand man.
I do. Hey, ooh, I do. Boy, you got me helpless. Look into your eyes and the skies are when I'm helpless. Down for the count and I'm drowning in them. I've never been the type to try and grab a spotlight. We were at a revel with some rebels on a hot night, laughing at my sister as she's healthy in the room. Then you walked in and my heart went boom, trying to catch your eye from the side of the ballroom. Everybody's dancing and the band's top volume, grind to the rhythm as we wind and dine. Grab my sister and whisper, "Yo, this one's mine." My sister made her way across the room to you, and I got nervous thinking what she gonna do. She grabs you by the arm, I'm thinking I'm through. Then you look back at me and suddenly I'm helpless. Oh, close eyes, oh, I know. I am so into you. I am so into you. I go down for the count and I'm drowning in them.
Where are you taking me?
I'm about to change your life.
Then by all means, lead the way.
Elizabeth Schuyler, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Schuyler,
My sister.
Thank you for all your service.
if it takes fighting a war for us to meet, it will have been worth it.
I'll leave you to it.
1 week later, I'm writing the letter nightly. Now my life gets better every letter that you write me. Laughing at my sister cause she wants it for my harem.
I'm just saying, if you really loved me, you would share him.
2 weeks later, in the living room stressing. My father's so pleased while you're asking for his blessing. I'm dying inside as you whine and dine. I'm trying not to cry cause there's nothing that your mind can't do. My father makes his way across the room to you. I panic for a second thinking we're through, but then he shakes your hand and says breathe through. Then you turn back at me and smile and then I'm helpless. Woo! That boy is mine. That boy is mine. Hopeless. Down for the count and I'm drowning now.
Yo, Eliza, I don't have $1 to my name, an acre of land, a troop to command, a dollop of fame. All I have's my honor, a tolerance for pain, a couple of college credits in my top-notch brain. Insane, your family brings out a different side of me. Peggy confides in me, Angelica tried to take a bite of me. No stress, my love for you was never in doubt. We'll get a little place in Harlem and we'll figure it out. I've been living without a family since I was a child. My father left, my mother died. I grew up buck wild, but I'll never forget my mother's face that was real. And long as I'm alive, Eliza, I swear to God you'll never feel so.
I do.
Eliza,
I do.
I never felt so.
Down on the counter.
My life is going fine cause Eliza's in it.
I look at your eyes and the sky's a lemon eye. Drowning in them. In New York, you can be a new man. In New York, you can be a new man. In New York, you can be a new man. Helpless.
All right. Now that's what I'm talking about. Now everyone give it up for the maid of honor, Angelica Schuyler.
A toast to the groom,
To the groom, to the groom, to the groom,
to the bride,
to the bride, to the bride, to the bride.
from your sister,
Angelica,
who is always by your side,
by your side.
to your union,
To the revolution.
and the hope that you provide.
You provide.
May you always
always
be satisfied.
rewind.
Rewind.
Helpless. Drowning in 'em.
I remember that night, I just might. I remember that night, I just might. I remember that night, I remember that. I remember that night, I just might regret that night for the rest of my days. I remember those soldier boys tripping over themselves to win our praise. I remember that dream like candlelight, like a dream that you can't quite place. But Alexander, I'll never forget the first time I saw your face. I have never been the same. Intelligent eyes in a hunger pang frame. And when you said hi, I forgot my dang name. Set my heart aflame, every part aflame. This is not a game.
You strike me as a woman who has never been satisfied.
I'm sure I don't know what you mean. You forget yourself.
You're like me. I'm never satisfied.
Is that right?
I have never been satisfied.
My name is Angelica Schuyler.
Alexander Hamilton.
Where's your family from?
Unimportant, there's a million things I haven't done, but just you wait, just you wait.
So this is what it feels like to match wits with someone at your level. What the hell is the catch? It's the feeling. feeling of freedom, of seeing the light. It's Ben Franklin with the key and the kite. You see it, right? The conversation lasted 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. Everything we said in total agreement. It's a dream and it's a bit of a dance, a bit of a posture, it's a bit of a stance. He's a bit of a flirt, but I'ma give it a chance. I asked about his family. Did you see his answer? His hands started fidgeting. He looked askance. He's penniless. He's flying by the seat of his pants. Handsome boy, does he know it? Peach fuzz, and he can't even grow it. I want to take him far away from this place. Then I turn and see my sister's face, and she is helpless. And I know she is helpless. And her eyes are just helpless. And I realize 3 fundamental truths at the exact same time.
Where are you taking me?
I'm about to change your life.
Then by all means, lead the way.
Number 1.
I'm a girl in a world in which my only job is to marry rich. My father has no son, so I'm the one who has to social climb for one. So I'm the oldest and the wittiest, and the gossip in New York City is insidious, and Alexander is penniless. That doesn't mean I want him any less.
Elizabeth Schuyler, it's a pleasure to meet you. Schuyler.
My sister.
Number 2.
He's after me cause I'm a Schuyler sister that elevates his status side. Have to be naive to set that aside. Maybe that is why I introduce him to Eliza. Now that's his bride. Nice going, Angelica. He was right. He will never be satisfied.
Thank you for all your service. If it takes fighting a war for us to meet, it will have been worth it.
I'll leave you to it.
Number 3.
I know my sister like I know my own mind. You will never find anyone as trusting or as kind. But tell her that I love him, she'd be silently resigned. He'd be mine. She would say I'm fine, she'd be lying. But when I fantasize at night, it's Alexander's eyes as I romanticize what might have been if I hadn't sized him up so quickly. At least my dear Eliza's his wife. At least I keep his eyes in my life. To the groom!
To the groom, to the groom, to the groom,
To the bride!
to the bride, to the bride, to the bride.
From your sister,
Angelica.
who is always by your side. To your and the hope that you provide. May you always be satisfied. And I know she'll be happy as his bride. And I know he will never be satisfied. I will never be satisfied.
Theodosia writes me a letter every day, keeping the bed warm while her husband is away. He's on the British side of Georgia. He's trying to keep the colonies in line. Well, he can keep all of Georgia. Theodosia, she's mine. Love doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. It takes and it takes and it takes. We keep loving anyway. We laugh and we cry and we break and we make our mistakes. And if there's a reason I'm by his side, so many are trying, then I'm willing to wait for it. I'm willing to wait for it. My grandfather was a fire and brimstone preacher, but there are things that the homilies and hymns won't teach her. My mother was a genius. My father commanded respect. When they died, they left no instructions, just a legacy to protect. Death doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. It takes and it takes and it takes. We could live in any way. We rise and we fall and we break and we make our mistakes. And if there's a reason I'm still alive and everyone who loves me has died, I'm willing to wait for it. I'm willing to wait for it. I am the one thing in life I can control. I am inimitable, I am unoriginal. I am not falling behind or running late. not standing still, I am lying in wait. Hamilton faces an endless uphill climb. He has something to prove, he has nothing to lose. Hamilton's pace is relentless, he wastes no time. What is it like in his shoes? Hamilton doesn't hesitate. He exhibits no restraint. He takes and he takes and he takes, and he keeps winning anyway. He changes the game, he plays and he raises the stakes. And if there's a reason he seems to thrive, so few survive, then goddammit, I'm willing to wait for it. I'm willing to wait for it. Life doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. It takes and it takes and it takes. And we rise and we fall. And if there's a reason I'm still alive when so many have died, then I'm willing to wait for it. Wait for it.
Look around at how lucky we are to be alive right now. Look around, look around.
How long have you known?
A month or so.
Eliza, you should have told me.
I wrote to the general a month ago.
No.
I begged him to send you out.
You should have told me.
I'm not sorry. I knew you'd fight until the war was
The war's
won,
not done.
But you deserve a chance to meet your son. Look around at how lucky we are to be alive right now.
Will you relish being a poor man's wife, unable to provide for your life?
I relish being your wife. Look around, look around. Look at where we are. Look at where we started. The fact that you're alive is a miracle. Stay alive, that'd be enough. And if this child shares a fraction of your smile, or a fragment of your mind, look out world, that'd be enough. I don't pretend to know the challenges you're facing, the worlds you keep erasing and repeating in your mind. But I'm not afraid. I know I'm married, so long as you come home at the end of the day, that'd be enough. We don't need legacy. We don't need money. If I could grant you peace of mind, if you could let me inside your heart, oh, let me be a part of the narrative in the story they will write someday. Let this moment be the first chapter where you decide to stay. And I could be enough, and we could be enough. That would be enough.
How does a ragtag volunteer army in need of a shower somehow defeat a global superpower? How do we emerge victorious from the quagmire, leave the battlefield waving Betsy Ross's flag higher? Yo, turns out we have a secret weapon, an immigrant you know and love who's unafraid to step in. He's constantly confusing, confounding the British henchmen. Everyone give it up for America's favorite fighting Frenchman!
I'm taking this horse by the reins, making records rid of the blood stains. I'm never gonna stop to make a drop and put him out, scattered remains. I'm watching me engage and I'm escaping the rage, and I go to plan some more funds, come back with more guns and ships. And so the balance shifts.
We rendezvous with Rochambeau, consolidate their gifts.
We can end this war at Yorktown, cut them off at sea, but for this to succeed, there's someone else we need.
I know, Hamilton.
So he knows what to do in the trenches, you know what the flu and the French and me.
Hamilton.
So you gotta use him eventually. What's he gonna do in the bench of me?
Hamilton.
No one has more resilience or match my practical tactical brilliance.
Hamilton.
You wanna fight for your land back?
Hamilton. I need my right-hand man back.
Get your right-hand man back. You know they gotta get right-hand man back. We'll put some thought on the letter, but sooner the better to get your right-hand man back.
Alexander Hamilton. Troops are waiting in the field for you. If you join us right now, together we can turn the tide. Oh, Alexander Hamilton. I have soldiers that will yield for you.
If we manage to get this right, they'll surrender by early light. The world will never be the same, Alexander.
They say the price of my war's not a price that they're willing to pay. Insane! You cheat with the French, now I'm fighting with France and with Spain. I'm so blue. I thought that we'd made an arrangement when you went away. You were mine to subdue. But even despite our estrangement, I've got a small query for you. What comes next? You've been freed. Do you know how hard it is to lead? You're on your own. Awesome, wow. Do you have a clue what happens now? Oceans rise, empires fall. It's much harder when it's all your call. All alone across the sea. When your people say they hate you, don't come crawling back to me. Da 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 da, da 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 da, da 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 da. You're on your own.
Dear Theodosia, what to say to you? You have my eyes, you have your mother's name. When you came into the world you cried, and it broke my heart. I'm dedicating every day to you. Domestic life was never quite my style. When you smile, you knock me out, I fall apart, and I thought I was so smart. You will come of age with our young nation. We'll bleed and fight for you, we'll make it right for you. If we lay a strong enough foundation, we'll pass it on to you. We'll give the world to you, and you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday. Yeah, you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday.
Oh, Philip, when you smile, I am undone. My son, look at my son. Pride is not the word I'm looking for. There is so much more inside me now. Oh, Philip, you outshine the morning sun. My son, when you smile, I fall apart, and I thought I was so smart. My father wasn't around. I swear that I'll be around for you. I'll do whatever it takes. I'll make a million mistakes. I'll make the world safe and sound for you. You will come of age with our young nation. We'll bleed and fight for you. We'll make it right for you. If we lay a strong enough foundation, we'll pass it on to you. We'll give the world to you, and you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday. Yeah, you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday.
After the war, I went back to New York.
After the war, I went back to New York.
I finished up my studies and I practiced law.
I practiced law. Burr worked next door.
Even though we started at the very same time, Alexander Hamilton began to climb. How to account for his rise to the top? Man, the man is non-stop.
Gentlemen of the jury, I'm curious, bear with me. Are you aware that we're making history? This is the first murder trial of our brand new nation, the liberty behind deliberation. I intend to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt with my assistant counsel.
Co-counsel Hamilton sent down our client Leva Weeks is innocent. Call your first witness. That's all you had to say.
Okay, one more thing.
Why do you assume you're the smartest in the room? Why do you assume you're the smartest in the room? Why do you assume you're the smartest in the room? Soon that attitude may be your doom. Why do you write like you're running out of time? Write day and night like you're running out of time. Every day you fight like you're running out of time. Keep on fighting in the meantime.
Corruption's such an old song that we can sing along in harmony, and nowhere is it stronger than in Albany. This colony's economy is increasingly stalling, and honestly, that's why public service seems to be calling me. I practiced the law, I practically perfected it. I've seen injustice in the world, and I've corrected it. Now for a strong central democracy, if not, then I'll be Socrates throwing verbal rocks at these mediocrities.
Hamilton at the Constitutional Convention.
I was chosen for the Constitutional Convention.
There as a New York junior delegate.
Now what I'm gonna say may sound indelicate.
Goes and proposes his own form of government, his own plan for a new form of government. Talks for 6 hours, the convention is listless.
Right, young man?
Yo, who the fuck is this?
Why do you always say what you believe? Why do you always say what you believe? Every proclamation guarantees free ammunition for your enemies. Why do you write like it's going out of style? Write day and night like it's going out of style. Every day you fight like it's going out of style. Do what you do. Alexander?
You're in Burr, sir.
It's the middle of the night.
Can we confer, sir?
Is this a legal matter?
Yes, and it's important to me.
What do you need?
Burr, you're a better lawyer than me.
Okay.
I know I talk too much. I'm abrasive. You're incredible in court. You're succinct, persuasive. My client needs a strong defense. You're the solution.
Who's your client?
The new U.S. Constitution?
No.
Hear me out.
No way.
A series of essays anonymously published defending the document.
No one will read it.
I disagree.
And if it fails?
Burr, that's why we need it.
The Constitution's a mess.
So it needs amendments.
It's full of contradictions.
So is independence. We have to start somewhere.
No way.
You're making a mistake.
Good night.
Hey, what are you waiting for? What do you stall for?
What?
We won the war. What was it all for? Do you support this Constitution?
Of course.
Then defend it.
And what if you're backing the wrong horse?
Burr, we studied and we fought and we killed for the notion of a nation we now get to build. For once in your life, take a stand with pride. I don't understand how you stand to the side.
I'll keep all my plans close to my chest. I'll wait here and see which way the wind will blow. I'm taking my time, watching the afterbirth of a nation, watching the tension grow.
I am sailing off to London. I am accompanied by someone who always pays. I have found a wealthy husband who will keep me in comfort for all my days. He's not a lot of fun, but there is no one who could match you for turn of phrase. My Alexander.
Angelica.
Don't forget to write.
Look at where you are. Look at where you started. The fact that you're alive is a miracle. To stay alive, that'd be enough. And if you're white, could share a fraction of your time. If I could grant you peace of mind, would that be enough?
Alexander joins forces with James Madison and John Jay to write a series of essays defending the new United States Constitution, entitled The Federalist Papers. The plan was to write a total of 25 essays, the work divided evenly among the three men. In the end, they wrote 85 essays in the span of 6 months. John Jay got sick after writing 5. James Madison wrote 29. Hamilton wrote the other 51. How do you write like you're running out of time? Write day and night like you're running out of time. Every day fight like you're running out of time. Like you're running out of time. How you running out of time? How do you write like tomorrow won't arrive? How do you write like you need it to survive? How do you write every second you're alive? Every second you're alive. Every second you're alive.
They are asking me to lead. I am doing the best I can to get the people that I need. I'm asking you to be my right hand
Treasury
man.
or state.
I know it's a lot to ask.
Treasury or
to leave
state.
behind the world you know.
Sir, do you want me to run the Treasury or State Department?
Treasury.
Let's go.
Alexander.
I have to leave.
Alexander.
Look around at how lucky we are to be alive right now.
Helpless.
They are asking me to lead.
Look around. Is this enough?
He will never be satisfied. He will never be satisfied. Satisfied. History has its eyes. He will never be satisfied. Satisfied. History has its eyes. History has its eyes on you.
I am not throwing away my
Just
shot.
you wait.
I am not throwing away my
Just
shot.
you wait.
I am Alexander Hamilton.
Hamilton, just you wait.
I am not throwing away my shot.
$17.89. How does the bastard, orphan, immigrant, decorated war vet unite the colonies through more debt? Fight the other founding fathers till he has to forfeit. Have it all, lose it all. You ready for more yet? Treasury's secretary, Washington's the president. Every American experiment sets a precedent. Not so fast, someone came along to resist him. Pissed him off until we had a two-party system. You haven't met him yet, you haven't had the chance, cause he's been kicking ass as the ambassador to France. But someone's gotta keep the American promise. You simply must meet Thomas. Thomas!
Thomas Jefferson's coming home. 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 Lord, he's been off in Paris for so long.
France is following us to revolutionaries, no more status quo. But the sun comes up and the world still spins. I helped Lafayette draft the Declaration, then I said I gotta go. Gotta be a Monticello, now the work at home begins. So what did I miss? What did I miss? Fudging in my home sweet home, I wanna give you a kiss. I've been in Paris, met lots of different ladies. I guess I basically missed the late 80s. Traveling the wide, wide world, came back to this. There's a letter on my desk from the president. Haven't even put my bags down yet, Sally. Be it lamb, darling, won't you open it? Says the president's assembling a cabinet, and I'll be the Secretary of State. Great, and I'm already Senate approved. Just got home and now I'm heading up to New York. Looking at the rolling fields, I can't believe that we are free. Ready to face whatever's awaiting me in NYC. But who's waiting for me when I step into place? My friend James Madison, ready to face. He grabs my arm and I respond, what's going on?
Thomas, we're engaged in a battle for our nation's very soul. Can you get us out of the mess we're in? Hamilton's new financial plan is nothing less than government control. I've been fighting for the South alone. Where have you been?
France?
We have to win.
Well, what did I miss? What did I miss? Head first into a political abyss. Had my first camp meeting today. I guess I better think of something to say. I'm already on my way to get to the bottom of this.
Mr. Jefferson, welcome home.
Mr. Jefferson, Alexander Hamilton.
Mr. Jefferson, welcome home.
Mr. Jefferson, welcome home, sir. You've been off in Paris for so long.
So what did I miss?
Ladies and gentlemen, you could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you're here with us in New York City. Are you ready for a cabinet meeting, huh? The issue on the table, Secretary Hamilton's plan to assume state debt and establish a national bank. Secretary Jefferson, you have the floor, sir.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We fought for these ideals, we shouldn't settle for less. These are wise words, any price a man quote them. Don't act surprised, you guys, cause I wrote them. Ow! But Hamilton forgets his plan would have the government assume state debts. Now place your bets on who that benefits. The very seat of government where Hamilton sits.
Not true.
Oh, if the shoe fits, wear it. If New York's in debt, why should Virginia bear it? Our debts are paid, I'm afraid. Don't tax the South, cause we got it made in the shade. In Virginia, we plant seeds in the ground we create. You just want to move our money around. This financial plan, an outrageous demand, and it's too many damn pages for any man to understand. Stand with me in the land of the free, and pray to God we never see Hamilton's candidacy. Look, the Britain taxed our tea, we got frisky. Imagine what's gonna happen when you try to tax our whiskey.
Thank you, Secretary Jefferson. Secretary Hamilton, your response. And keep it brief.
Thomas, that was a real nice declaration. Welcome to the present. We're running a real nation. Would you like to join us? Or stay mellow doing whatever the hell it is you do in Monticello? If we assume the debts, the union gets a new line of credit, a financial diuretic. How do you not get it? If we're aggressive and competitive, the union gets a boost. You'd rather give it a sedative? A civics lesson from a slaver. Hey neighbor, your debts are paid because you don't pay for labor. We plant seeds in the South, we create, yeah, keep ranting. We know who's really doing the planting. And another thing, Mr. Age of Enlightenment, don't lecture me about the war. You didn't fight in it. You think I'm frightened of you, man? We almost died in a trench while you were off getting high with the French. Thomas Jefferson, always hesitant with the president. Reticent, there isn't a plan he doesn't jettison. Madison, you mad as a Haddison, take your medicine. Damn you in worse shape than the national debt isn't. Sitting there useless as two shits. Hey, turn around, bend over, I'll show you where my shoe fits.
Excuse me! Jefferson, Madison, take a walk. Hamilton, take a walk. We'll reconvene after a brief recess. Hamilton!
Sir!
A word.
You don't have the votes. You don't have the votes. You're gonna need congressional approval and you don't have the votes.
Such a blunder, sometimes it makes me wonder why I even bring the thunder.
Why he even brings the thunder.
You want to pull yourself together?
I'm sorry, these Virginians are birds of a feather.
Young man, I'm from Virginia, so watch your mouth.
So we let Congress get held hostage by the South.
You need the votes.
No, we need bold strokes. We need this plan.
No, you need to convince more folks.
James Madison won't talk to me. That's a non-starter.
Winning was easy, young man. Governing's harder.
They're being intransigent.
You have to find a compromise.
But they don't have a plan. They just hate mine.
Convince them otherwise.
And what happens if I don't get congressional approval?
I imagine they'll call for your removal.
Sir.
Figure it out, Alexander. That's an order from your commander.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
My dearest Angelica, tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day. I trust you'll understand the reference to another Scottish tragedy without my having to name the play. They think me Macbeth. Ambition is my folly. I'm a polymath, a pain in the ass, a massive pain. Madison is Banquo, Jefferson's Macduff, and Burnham Wood is Congress on its way to Dunsanday.
And there you are, an ocean away. Do you have to live an ocean away? Thoughts of you subside, then I get another letter, and I cannot put the notion away.
I'm on my way.
There's a little surprise before supper, and I cannot wait.
I'll be there in just a moment. Save my plate.
Alexander!
Okay.
Your son is 9 years old today. He has something he'd like to say. He's been practicing all day. Philip, take it away.
Daddy, look, my name is Philip. I am a poet. I wrote this poem just to show it. And I just turned 9. You can write rhymes, but you can't write mine.
What?
I practice French and play piano with my mother. I have a sister, but I want a little brother.
Okay.
My daddy's trying to start America's bank. 1, 2, 3, cut the
Bravo!
Take a break.
Hey, our kid is pretty great.
Run away with us for the summer. Let's go upstate.
Eliza, I've got so much on my plate.
We can all go stay with my father. There's a lake I know in a nearby park.
I'd love to go.
You and I can go when the night gets dark.
I'll try to get away.
My dearest Alexander, you must get through to Jefferson. Sit down with him and compromise. Don't stop till you agree. Your favorite older sister, Angelica, reminds you there's someone in your corner all the way across the sea. In a letter I received from you 2 weeks ago, I noticed a comma in the middle of a phrase. It changed the meaning. Did you intend this? One stroke and you've consumed my waking days. It says, my dearest Angelica. With a comma after dearest, you've written my dearest Angelica. Anyway, all this to say, I'm coming home this summer at my sister's invitation. I'll be there with your family if you make your way upstate. I know you're very busy, I know your work's important, but I'm crossing the ocean and I just can't wait. You won't be an ocean away, you'll only be a moment away.
Alexander, come downstairs. Angelica's arriving today. Angelica!
Eliza!
The Schuyler Sisters.
Alexander!
Hi.
It's good to see your face.
Angelica, tell this man John Adams spends the summer with his family.
Angelica, tell my wife John Adams doesn't have a real job anyway.
You're not joining us. Wait.
I'm afraid I cannot join you upstate.
Alexander, I came all this way.
She came all this way.
All this way. Take a break.
You know I have to get my plan through Congress.
Run away with us for the summer. Let's go upstate.
I lose my job if we don't get this plan through Congress.
We can all go stay with our father.
There's a lake
I know I'll miss your face. Screw your courage to the sticking place. Eliza's right. Take a break. Run away with us for the summer. Let's go upstate. We can all go stay with our father. If you take your time, you'll make your night. Close your eyes and dream when the night gets dark.
There's nothing like summer in the city. Someone under stress meets someone looking pretty. There's trouble in the air, you can smell it. And Alexander's by himself. I'll let him tell it.
I hadn't slept in a week. I was weak, I was awake. You've never seen a bastard orphan more in need of a break. Longing for Angelica, missing my wife. That's when Miss Mariah Reynolds stepped into my life. She said,
I know you are a man of honor. I'm so sorry to bother you at home, but I don't know where to go, and I came here all alone.
She said,
my husband's doing me wrong, beating me, cheating me, mistreating me. Suddenly he's up and gone. I don't have the means to go on.
So I offered her a loan. I offered to walk her home. She said,
you're too kind, sir.
I gave her $30 that I had socked away. She lived a block away. She said,
this one's mine, sir.
I said, well, I should head back home. She turned red. She led me to her bed, let her legs spread and said,
stay. Hey.
That's when I began to pray, Lord, show me how to say no to this. I don't know how to say no to this, but my God, she looks so helpless, and her body's saying hell yes.
Whoa.
Lord, show me how to say no to this. I don't know how to say no to this. In my mind, I'm trying to go. Then her mouth is on mine, and I don't say
no, no, say no to this. No, no, say no to this. No, no, say no to this. No, no, say no to this.
I wish I could say that was the last time I said that last time. It became a pastime. A month into this endeavor, I received a letter from a Mr. James Reynolds. Even better, it said,
Dear sir, I hope this letter finds you in good health and in a prosperous enough position to put wealth in the pockets of people like me down on their luck. You see, that was my wife you decided to...
Fuck.
Uh-oh, you made the wrong sucker a cucko, so time to pay the piper for the pants you unbuckled. And hey, you can keep seeing my whore wife if the price is right. If not, I'm telling your wife.
I hit the letter and I raced to her place, screamed, how could you in her face, she said.
No, sir.
Half-dressed, apologetic, a mess, she looked pathetic, she cried.
Please don't go, sir.
So was your whole story a setup?
I don't know about any letter.
Stop crying, goddammit, get up.
I didn't know any better.
I am ruined.
Please don't leave me with them helpless.
How could I do this?
Just give him what he wants and you can have me. Whatever he wants, if you pay, you can stay.
Lord, show me how to say no to this. I don't know how to say no to this, but the situation's helpless. And her body's screaming hell yes. Lord, show me how to say no to this. How can I say no to this? There is nowhere I can go. When her body's on mine, I do not say no. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. 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 Say no to this. I don't say no to this. There is nowhere I can go.
So?
Nobody needs to know.
Ah, Mr. Secretary.
Mr. Burr, sir.
Did you hear the news about good old General Mercer?
No.
You know Claremont Street?
Yeah.
They renamed it after him. The Mercer legacy is secure.
Sure.
And all he had to do was die.
That's a lot less work.
We ought to give it a try. Now, how you gonna get your debt plan through?
I guess I'm gonna finally have to listen to you.
Really?
Talk less. Smile more. Do whatever it takes to get my plan on the Congress floor.
Now, Madison and Jefferson are merciless.
Well, hate the sin, love the sinner.
Hamilton.
I'm sorry, Burr, I've gotta go.
But
decisions are happening over dinner.
2 Virginians and an immigrant walk into a room diametrically opposed foes. They emerge with a compromise, having opened doors that were previously closed.
Bros.
The immigrant emerges with unprecedented financial power, a system he can shape however he wants. The Virginians emerge with the nation's capital. And here's the pièce de résistance. No one else was in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened. No one else was in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened. No one really knows how the game is played, the art of the trade, how the sausage gets made. We just assume that it happens, but no one else was in the room where it happens. Thomas claims
Alexander was on Washington's doorstep one day in distress and disarray.
Thomas claims
Alexander said,
I've nowhere else to turn.
and basically begged me to join the fray.
Thomas
I
claims
approached Madison and said, I know you hate him, but let's hear what he has to say.
Thomas claims
Well, I arranged the meeting. I arranged the menu, the venue, the seating.
but no one else was in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened. No one else was in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened. No one really knows how the parties get to yes, the pieces that are sacrificed in every game of chess. We just assume that it happens, but no one else was in the room where it happens. Meanwhile, Madison is grappling with the fact that not every issue can be settled by committee.
Meanwhile,
Congress is fighting over where to put the capital. It isn't pretty. Then Jefferson approaches with a dinner and invite, and Madison responds with Virginian insight.
Maybe we can solve one problem with another and win a victory for the Southerners. In other words,
Oh ho,
a quid pro quo.
I suppose.
Wouldn't you like to work a little closer to home?
Actually, I would.
Well, I propose the Potomac.
And you provide him his votes?
Well, we'll see how it goes.
Let's go.
No! In the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened. No one else was in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened. My God, in God we trust, but we never really know what got discussed. Click, boom, then it happened. And no one else was in the room where it happened.
Alexander Hamilton.
What did they say to you to get you to sell New York City down the river?
Alexander Hamilton.
Did Washington know about the dinner? Was there presidential pressure to deliver?
Alexander Hamilton.
Or did you know, even then, it doesn't matter where you put the U.S. capital?
'Cause we'll have the banks. We're in the same spot.
You got more than you gave.
And I wanted what I got. When you got skin in the game, you stay in the game. But you don't get a win unless you play in the game. Oh, you get love for it. You get hate for it. You get nothing if you wait for it. God help and forgive me. I want to build something that's gonna outlive me. What do you want, Burr?
What do you want, Burr? If you stand for nothing, Burr, what do you fall for?
I wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens. I wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens.
I wanna be in the room where it happens.
Wanna be in the room where it happens. I wanna be in the room. Oh, 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 oh. I wanna be in. I've got to be in that room, that big old room. Hold your nose and close your eyes.
We want the leaders to save the day,
but we don't get a say in what they trade away.
we dream of a brand new start,
but we dream in the dark for the most part. Dark as a tomb where it happens. I've got to be in the room. I've got to be
where it happens.
I've got to be
Where it happens.
I gotta be in the room. I gotta be I wanna be in the room.
Click, boom.
Look, Grandpa's in the paper. War hero Philip Schuyler in danger of losing Senate seat to young upstart Aaron Burr. Grandpa might lose his seat in the Senate.
I thought he was unopposed.
Not according to the paper, he isn't.
Go make sure the door is closed.
Further down.
down.
See, Schuyler has a challenger from New York.
New York for Senator Burr. I gotta find Alexander.
No, we're on his side.
No, he'll consider this a personal slander. I've gotta stop homicide.
Oh.
Look around, we should look around. Let's go and find your father down in New York.
Burr, Since when are you a Democratic Republican?
Since being one put me on the up and up again.
No one knows who you are or what you do.
They don't need to know me, they don't like you.
Excuse me?
Oh, Wall Street thinks you're great. You'll always be adored by the things you create. But upstate, you're the rascal who trades away the capital.
Wait.
The asshole who taxed the alcohol.
I've always considered you a friend.
I don't see why that has to end. A Senate seat was up for grabs and I took it. It's not my fault that people think you're crooked.
You're gonna make a fool of me through my father-in-law?
There's a kid who almost shot Charles Lee in the jaw. My God, your pride will be the death of us all. Beware, it goeth before the fall.
Alexander, there you are.
Eliza.
You forgot your papers, Mr. Burkett, sir. It's been so long. How are the Theodosias?
As a matter of fact, my wife is taken ill.
I'm not surprised. What with the chill, you'll send her our regards.
I will.
And how's your daughter?
She's my pride and joy, fluent in French and Latin.
So am I.
She's the same age as your boy.
Yeah, one day he'll
We
run
must be
Manhattan.
going, Burr, but send your girls our love.
Nice to meet your son.
We're not done, Mr. Burr, sir.
Hun,
If I were you, I'd stick with her, sir.
What in the hell was that? What in the hell are you doing downtown? Don't you know that Burr is going to run against your father to humiliate me and try to bring us down? I will not let our family be embarrassed like this. I'll grab a pen and paper, let the whole world know. You swing at my family, you better not miss. You better have another punch to throw.
you can let it go. Stay alive for me. Let it go. Live to fight another day. People will always be critical. They'll make the personal political. They'll try to knock you off your pedestal, your pinnacle. Let other people be cynical. Let it go. You're smiling because you know I'm right.
Ha!
And you know if the president were here, he'd tell you the same thing.
No, the president's not
I heard about Burr. You didn't kill him, did you?
Were you here this whole time?
Let it go, stay alive for me. Let it go,
Let it slide.
let it slide right by.
You don't have to bring a gun to a knife fight. It's not a case of your money or your life right.
You know you really ought to listen to your wife, right?
I know.
So let it go.
Talk less, Burr. Smile more.
Burr.
Don't let them know what you're against or what you're for.
Burr.
Shake hands with him.
Burr.
Charm her.
Burr.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Senator Aaron Burr.
Let everybody know you can take a body blow. Let everybody know you can learn to let it go.
Look around, how lucky you are to be alive tonight.
Let everybody know you can take a body blow. Let everybody know you can take a body blow. Let everybody know you can take a body blow. Let everybody know you can take a body blow.
If somebody tries to lay you low,
Let it go. The issue on the table. France is on the verge of war with England. Now, do we provide aid and troops to our French allies, or do we stay out of it? Remember, my decision on this matter is not subject to congressional approval. The only person you have to convince is me. Secretary Jefferson, you have the floor, sir.
We were on death's door and we were needy. We made a promise. We signed a treaty. We needed money and guns to have a chance. Who provided those funds?
France.
In return, they didn't ask for land. Only a promise that we would lend a hand and stand with them if they fought against the oppressors. Revolution is messy, and now it's time to stand. Stand with our brothers as they fight against tyranny. I know Alexander Hamilton is here, and he would rather not have this debate. I remind you, he is not Secretary of State. He knows nothing of loyalty. Smells like new money, dresses like fake royalty, desperate to rise above his station. Everything he does betrays the ideals of our nation. Aye, if you don't know, now you know, Mr. President.
Thank you, Secretary Jefferson. Secretary Hamilton, your response.
let it go.
You must be out of your goddamn mind if you think the president is gonna bring the nation to the brink of meddling in the middle of a military mess, a game of chess, or France's queen and kingless. We signed a treaty with a king whose head is now in a basket. Would you like to take it out and ask it? Should we honor our treaty, King Louis said? Do whatever you want. I'm super dead.
Enough. Hamilton is right.
Mr. President.
We're too fragile to start another fight.
But, sir, do we not fight for freedom?
Sure, when the French figure out who's gonna lead them.
The people are leading.
The people are rioting. There's a difference. Frankly, it's a little disquieting that you will let your ideals blind you to reality. Hamilton.
Sir.
Draft a statement of neutrality.
Did you forget Lafayette?
What?
Have you 1 ounce of regret? You accumulate debt, you accumulate power, yet in their hour of need, you forget.
Lafayette's a smart man. He'll be fine. And before he was your friend, he was mine. If we try to fight in every revolution in the world, we never stop. Where do we draw the line?
So quick-witted.
Alas, I admit it.
I bet you were quite a lawyer.
My defendants got acquitted.
Yeah, well, someone ought to remind you.
What?
You're nothing without Washington behind you.
Hamilton.
Daddy's calling.
It must be nice, it must be nice to have Washington on your side. It must be nice, it must be nice to have Washington on your side.
Every action has its equal opposite reaction. Thanks to Hamilton, our cabinet's fractured into factions. Try not to crack under the stress, we're breaking down like fractions. We smack each other in the press, we don't print retractions. I get no satisfaction witnessing his fits of passion. The way he primps and preens and dresses like the pits of fashion. Our poorer citizens, our farmers live ration to ration. As Wall Street robs them blind in search of chips to cash in. This critic is asking for someone to bring him the task. Somebody give me some dirt in this fatuous mask so we can Alaska mask him. I'll pull the trigger on him, someone load the gun and cock it. While we're all watching, he got Washington in his pocket. It must be nice, it must be nice to have Washington on your side. It must be nice, it must be nice to have Washington on your side. Look back at the Bill of Rights,
which I wrote.
The ink hasn't dried. It must be nice, it must be nice to have Washington on your side.
So we doubled the size of the government. Wasn't the trouble with much of our previous government size?
Look at his eyes.
See how he lies.
Follow the scent of his enterprise.
Centralizing national credit and making American credit competitive.
If we don't stop it, we aid and abet it.
I have to resign.
Somebody has to stand up for the South.
Somebody has to stand up to his mouth.
If there's a fire you're trying to douse, you can't put it out from inside the house. I'm in the cabinet, I'm complicit to watching the grabbing the power and kissing. Washington ain't gonna listen to disciplined dissidents. This is the difference, this kid is out. Oh, this immigrant isn't somebody we chose. Oh, this immigrant's keeping us on our toes. Oh, let's show these federalists who they're up against. Oh, Southern motherfucking Democratic Republicans. Oh, now follow the money and see where it goes. Because every cent of the treasury grows. If we follow the money and see where it leads, get in the weeds, look for the seeds of Hamilton's misdeeds. It must be nice, it must be nice.
Follow the money and see where it goes.
It must be nice, it must be nice. The emperor has no clothes. We won't be invisible. We won't be denied. Still, it must be nice. It must be nice to have Washington on your side.
Mr. President, you asked to see me?
I know you're busy.
What do you need, sir? Sir?
I want to give you a word of warning.
Sir, I don't know what you heard, but whatever it is, Jefferson started it.
Thomas Jefferson resigned this morning.
You're kidding.
I need a favor.
Whatever you say, sir, Jefferson will pay for this behavior.
Shh, talk less.
I'll use the press, all right, under a pseudonym. You'll see what I can do to him.
I need you to draft an address.
Yes, he resigned. You can finally speak your mind.
No. He's stepping down so he can run for president.
Good luck defeating you, sir.
I'm stepping down. I'm not running for president.
I'm sorry, what?
One last time. Relax, have a drink with me. One last time.
Let's take a break tonight and then we'll teach them how to say goodbye, you and I.
No, sir, why?
I want to talk about neutrality.
Sir, with Britain and France on the verge of war, is it the best
I want
time?
to warn against partisan fighting. Pick up a pen, start writing. I want to talk about what I have learned, the hard-won wisdom I have earned.
As far as the people are concerned, you have to serve. You could continue to serve.
No, one last time. The people will hear from me one last time. And if we get this right, we're gonna teach them how to say goodbye, you and I.
Mr. President, they will say you're weak.
No, they will see we're strong.
But your position is so unique.
So I'll use it to move them along.
Why do you have to say goodbye?
If I say goodbye, the nation learns to move on. It outlives me when I'm gone. Like the scripture says, everyone shall sit under their own vine and fig tree, and no one shall make them afraid. They'll be safe in the nation we've made. I wanna sit under my own vine and fig tree, a moment alone in the shade, at home in this nation we've made. One last time.
One last time. Though, in reviewing the incidents of my administration, I am unconscious of intentional error, I am nevertheless too sensible of my defects not to think it probable that I may have committed many errors. I shall also carry with me the hope that my country will view them with indulgence, and that after 45 years of my life dedicated to its service with an upright zeal, the faults of incompetent abilities will be consigned to oblivion, as I myself must soon be, to the mansions of rest. I anticipate with pleasing expectation that retreat in which I promise myself to realize the sweet enjoyment of partaking in the midst of my fellow citizens, the benign influence of good laws under a free government, the ever-favored object of my heart, and the happy reward, as I trust, of our mutual cares, labors, and dangers. One last time.
George Washington's going home.
Teach 'em how to say goodbye.
George Washington's going home.
You and I.
George Washington's going home.
Going home.
George Washington's going home.
History has its eyes on you. We're gonna teach them how to say goodbye. Teach them how to say goodbye. To say goodbye. Say goodbye. One last
They say George Washington's yielding his power and stepping away. Is that true? I wasn't aware that was something a person could do. I'm perplexed. Are they going to keep on replacing whoever's in charge? If so, who's next? There's nobody else in their country who looms quite as large. John Adams? I know him. That can't be. That's that
Little guy who spoke to me all those years ago. But was it 85? That poor man, they're gonna eat him alive. Oceans rise, empires fall. That's to Washington, they all look small. All alone, watch them run. They will tear each other into pieces. Jesus Christ, this will be fun. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. President John Adams. Good luck.
How does a hot-headed, short-tempered protean creator of the Coast Guard, founder of the New York Post, ardently abuse his cabinet post, destroy his reputation? Welcome, folks, to the Adams administration. Jefferson's the runner-up, which makes him the vice president.
Washington can help you now, no more Mr. Nice President.
Adams fires Hamilton, calling him the Creole bastard in his taunts.
No!
Hamilton publishes his response.
An open letter to the fat, arrogant, anti-charismatic national embarrassment known as President John Adams.
Shit.
The man's irrational. He claims that I'm in league with Britain in some vast international intrigue. Bitch, please! You wouldn't know what I'm doing. You're always going berserk, but you never show up to work. Give my regards to Abigail next time you write about my lack of moral compass. At least I do my job up in this rumpus.
The line is behind me, across it again. Well, the president lost it again. Such a rough life. Better friend to your wife. You're the bosses in Boston again. Let me ask you a question. Who sits at your desk while you're in Massachusetts? They were calling you a dick back in '76, and you haven't done anything new since. You're a nuisance with no sense. You will die of irrelevant. Go ahead, you can call me the devil. You aspire to my level, you aspire to malevolence. Say hi to the Jeffersons and the spies all around me. Maybe they can confirm. I don't care if I kill my career with this letter. I'm confining you to one term. You fat motherfucker.
He's out of control.
No, it's fine. He's out of power, he holds no office, and he just destroyed the only other significant member of his party.
He's a host unto himself. As long as he can hold a pen, he's a threat. Let him know what we know.
Mr. Vice President. Mr. Madison. Senator Burr. What is this?
We have the check stubs from separate accounts.
Almost $1,000 paid in different amounts.
To a Mr. James Reynolds way back in 1791.
Is that what you have? Are you done?
You are uniquely situated by virtue of your position.
Though virtue's not a word I'd apply to this situation.
To seek financial gain, to stray from your sacred mission.
And the evidence suggests you engage in speculation.
An immigrant embezzling our government funds.
I can almost see the headline, your career is done.
I hoped you saved some money for your daughter and sons. You best run where you come from.
Ha! You don't even know what you're asking me to confess. You have nothing, I don't have to tell you anything at all. Unless if I can prove that I never broke the law, do you promise not to tell another soul what you saw?
No one else was in the room where it happened.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Dear sir, I hope this letter finds you in good health and in a prosperous enough position to put wealth in the pockets of people like me, down on their luck. You see, that was my wife you decided to...
She courted me, escorted me to her bed, and when she had me in a corner, that's when Reynolds extorted me for a sordid fee. I paid him quarterly. I may have mortally wounded my prospects, but my papers are orderly. As you can see, I kept a record of every check in my checkered history. Check it again and get your list and see consistency. I never spent a cent that wasn't mine. You sent the dogs after my scent, that's fine. Yes, I have reasons for shame, but I have not committed treason and sullied my good name. As you can see, I have done nothing to provoke legal action. Are my answers to your satisfaction?
My God.
Gentlemen, let's go.
So?
The people won't know what we know.
Burr, how do I know you won't use this against me the next time we go toe-to-toe?
Alexander, rumors only grow. And we both know what we know.
In the eye of a hurricane there is quiet for just a moment. The yellow sky. When I was 17, a hurricane destroyed my town. I didn't drown. I couldn't seem to die. I wrote my way out. Wrote everything down far as I could see. I wrote my way out. I looked up and the town had its eyes on me. They passed a plate around. Total strangers, moved to kindness by my story. Raised enough for me to book passage on a ship that was New York bound. I wrote my way out of hell, I wrote my way to revolution. I was louder than the crack in the bell. I wrote Eliza love letters until she fell. I wrote about the Constitution and defended it well. And in the face of ignorance and resistance, I wrote financial systems into existence. And when my prayers to God were met with indifference, I picked up a pen, I wrote my own deliverance. In the eye of a hurricane there is quiet for just a moment. A yellow sky. I was 12 when my mother died. She was holding me. We were sick and she was holding me. I couldn't seem to die.
Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it.
I'll write my way out.
Wait for it, wait for it.
Write everything down far as I can see.
Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it.
I'll write my way out. Overwhelmed and with honesty. This is the eye of the hurricane. This is the only way I can protect my legacy.
Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait.
The Reynolds pamphlet. Angelica.
Alexander! Congratulations! You have invented a new kind of stupid, a damage you can never undo kind of stupid, and open all the cages in the zoo kind of stupid. Truly, you didn't think this through kind of stupid. Let's review. You took a rumor a few, maybe 2 people knew and refuted it by sharing an affair of which no one has accused you. I begged you to take a break. You refused to. So scared of what your enemies will do to you, you're the only enemy you ever seem to lose to. You know why Jefferson can do what he wants? He doesn't dignify schoolyard taunts with a response, so yeah, congratulations.
Angelica.
You've redefined your legacy, congratulations.
It was an act of political sacrifice.
Sacrifice? I languished in a loveless marriage in London. I lived only to read your letters. I look at you and think, God, what have we done with our lives and what did it get us? That doesn't wipe the tears or the years away, but I'm back in the city and I'm here to stay, and you know what I'm here to do.
Angelica.
I'm not here for you. I know my sister like I know my own mind. You will never find anyone as trusting or as kind. And 1,000,000 years ago she said to me, this one's mine. So I stood by. Do you know why? I love my sister more than anything in this life. I will choose her happiness over mine every time. Eliza is the best thing in our lives. So never lose sight of the fact that you have been blessed with the best wife. Congratulations. For the rest of your life, every sacrifice you make is for my sister. Give her the best life. Congratulations.
I saved every letter you wrote me. From the moment I read them, I knew you were mine. You said you were mine. I thought you were mine. To no one Angelica said when we saw your first letter arrive. She said, be careful with that one, love. He will do what it takes to survive. You and your words flooded my senses. Your sentences left me defenseless. You built me palaces out of paragraphs. You built cathedrals. I'm reading the letters you wrote me. I'm searching and scanning for answers in every line, for some kind of sign. And when you were mine, the world seemed to burn. You published the letters she wrote you. You told the whole world I brought this girl into our bed, and clearing your name, you have ruined our lives. Do you know what Angelica said? When she read what you've done, she said, you've married an Icarus. He is flown too close to the sun. You and your words obsessed with your legacy. Your sentences border on senseless, and you're paranoid in every paragraph. How they perceive you. I'm erasing myself from the narrative. Let future historians wonder how Eliza reacted when you broke her heart. You've torn it apart. I'm watching it burn. Watching it burn. The world has no right to my heart. The world has no place in our bed. They don't get to know what I said. I'm burning the memories, burning the letters that might have redeemed you. You forfeit all rights to my art. You forfeit the place in our bed. You sleep in your office instead, with only the memories of when you were mine. I hope that you burn.
Dear Theodosia, how to say to you? Sometime last night, your mother breathed your name, and like a flame that flickers out too soon, she died. She's gone. She dedicated every day to you. She changed my life. She made my life worthwhile. And when you smile, I know a part of her lives on. I know I can go on. You will come of age with our young nation. We bleed and fight for you. Sometimes that seems that's all we do, but I will build a strong enough foundation, and I'll be here for you. The way is clear for you to blow us all away. Someday, someday, yeah, you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday.
May
Meet the latest graduate at King's College. I probably shouldn't brag, but dag, I'm amazed and astonished. The scholars say I got the same virtuosity and brains as my pops. The ladies say my brain's not where the resemblance stops. I'm only 19, but my mind is older. Gotta be my own man, like my father, but bolder. I showed her his legacy with pride. I used to hear him say that someday I would blow us all away. Ladies, I'm looking for Mr. George Eaker. Made a speech last week, our 4th of July speaker. He disparaged my father's legacy in front of a crowd. I can't have that, I'm making my father proud.
I saw him just up Broadway a couple of blocks. He was going to see a play.
I'll go visit his box.
God, you're a fox.
And y'all look pretty good in your frocks. How about when I get back, we all strip down to our socks?
Okay.
Blow us all away.
George! George!
I'm trying to watch the show.
Should have washed your mouth before you talked about my father, though.
I didn't say anything that wasn't true. Your father's a scoundrel, and so it seems to you.
It's like that?
Yeah, don't fool around. I'm not your little schoolboy friend.
I'll see you on the dueling ground. That is, unless you want to step outside and go now.
I know where to find you pissed off on watching the show now.
Pops, if you'd only heard the shit he said about you, I doubt you would have let it slide, and I was not about to.
Slow
I came to ask
down.
you for your advice. This is my very first duel. They don't exactly cover this subject in boarding school.
Did your friends attempt to negotiate a peace?
He refused to apologize. We had to let the peace toss cease.
Where is this happening?
Across the river in Jersey.
Everything is legal in New Jersey. All right, so this is what you're gonna do. Stand there like a man until Eaker is in front of you. When the time comes, fire your weapon in the air. This will put an end to the whole affair.
But what if he decides to shoot? I'm a goner.
No, he'll follow suit if he's truly a man of honor. To take someone's life, that is something you can't shake, Philip. Your mother can't take another heartbreak.
Father,
promise me, you don't want this young man's blood on your conscience.
Hey, I promise.
Come back home when you're done. Take my guns, be smart. Make me proud, son.
My name is Philip. I am a poet. And I'm a little nervous, but I can't show it. I'm sorry. I'm a Hamilton with pride. You talk about my father, I cannot let it slide. Mr. Eaker, how was the rest of your show?
I'd rather skip the pleasantries. Let's go. Grab your pistol.
Confer with your men. The duel will commence after we count to 10.
Count to 10.
Look 'em in the eye, I'm no higher. Summon all the courage you require. Then slowly and clearly aim your gun towards the sky.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
There are moments that the words don't reach. There is suffering too terrible to name. You hold your child as tight as you can and push away the unimaginable. The moments when you're in so deep, it feels easier to just swim down. The Hamiltons move uptown and learn to live with the unimaginable.
I spend hours in the garden. I walk alone to the store. And it's quiet uptown. I never liked the quiet before. I take the children to church on Sunday, a sign of the cross at the door. And I pray. That never used to happen before.
If you see him in the street, walking by himself, talking to himself, have pity.
Philip, he would like it uptown. It's quiet uptown.
He is working through the unimaginable.
His hair is gone gray. He passes every day. They say he walks the length of the city.
You knock me out, I fall apart.
Can you imagine?
Look at where we are. Look at where we started. I know I don't deserve you, Eliza. But hear me out. That would be enough. If I could spare his life. If I could trade his life for mine. He'd be standing here right now, and you would smile, and that'd be enough. I don't pretend to know the challenges we're facing. I know there's no replacing what we've lost. You need time, but I'm not afraid. I know who I married. Just let me stay here by your side. That would be enough.
If you see him in the street, walking by your side, talking by your side, have pity.
Eliza, do you like it uptown? It's quiet uptown.
He is trying to do the unimaginable. See them walking in the park, long after dark, taking in the sights of the city.
Look around, Eliza.
They are trying to do the unimaginable.
There are moments that the words don't reach. There is a grace too powerful to name. We push away what we can never understand. We push away the unimaginable. They are standing in the garden, Alexander by Eliza's side. She takes his hand. It's quiet uptown.
Forgiveness. Can you imagine? Forgiveness. Can you imagine? If you see him in the street, walking by your side, talking by your side, have pity. They are going through the unimaginable.
How does an arrogant, insolent immigrant, orphan, bastard, whore's son somehow endorse an aristocratic southern adversary, impossibly connected, and keep me from being elected? I wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens, the room where it happens. You've kept me from the room where it happens for the last time. Dear Alexander, I submit for your immediate perusal a letter from a Dr. Charles Cooper, who was kind enough to give me his approval to reprint a letter that he sent in confidence. He claims that on numerous occasions you have called me a dangerous man. Furthermore, I ought not to be trusted with the reins of government. Obviously, such an accusation must be met with either an immediate acknowledgement or disavowal. Now, are you capable of such a thing? I have the honor to be your obedient servant, A. Burr.
Dear Mr. Burr, I've reflected on the letter I received from you on the afternoon of June 18th, and I'm afraid that I cannot provide you with the kind of answer that you're looking for. The phrase numerous occasions, a blaze of actual situations, conveys infinite shades is way too vague a phrase to pin to serious allegations.
What?
Listen now, how am I to disavow something so unspecific, dangerous with the reins of government? Wow, surely I said something less banal. Be realistic now. I have the honor to be your obedient servant, A. Ham.
Careful how you proceed, young man. Intemperate indeed, young man. Answer for the accusations I lay at your feet, or prepare to bleed, young man.
No, you know what? I don't like your tone. Lay it at my feet, I'll kick it down the road. Sorry if your life is difficult without your wife. You'll have to be more specific, though.
How's this for specific, Alexander? We hawkin'. Dawn. Guns. Drawn.
You're on.
I have the honor to be your obedient servant,
A. Ham.
A. Burr.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
There are 10 things you need to know. We rode across the Hudson at dawn. My friend William P. Van Ness signed on as mine. Hamilton arrived with his crew, Nathaniel Pendleton, and a doctor that he knew. I watched Hamilton examine the terrain. I wish I could tell you what was happening in his brain. This man has poisoned my political pursuits.
Most disputes die and no one shoots. Number 4.
Hamilton drew first position, looking to the world like a man on a mission. This is a soldier with a marksman's ability. The doctor turned around so he could have deniability. Now I didn't know this at the time, but we were
near the same spot my son died, is that why?
He examined his gun with such rigor. I watched as he methodically fiddled with the trigger.
7.
Confession time, here's what I got. My fellow soldiers will tell you I'm a terrible shot.
Number 8.
Your last chance to negotiate. Send in your second, see if they can set the record straight.
They won't teach you this in your classes, but look it up. Hamilton was wearing his glasses. Why? If not to take deadly aim. It's him or me. The world will never be the same. I had only one thought before the slaughter. This man will not make an orphan of my daughter.
Number 9.
Look him in the eye, aim no higher. Summon all the courage you require, then count!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Number 10. Paces fire.
I imagine death so much it feels more like a memory. Is this where it gets me? On my feet, several feet ahead of me. I see it coming. Do I run or fire my gun or let it be? There is no beat, no melody. Burr, my first friend, my enemy, may be the last face I ever see. If I throw away my shot, is this how you'll remember me? What if this bullet is my legacy? Legacy. What is a legacy? It's planting seeds in a garden you never get to see. I wrote some notes at the beginning of a song someone will sing for me. America, you great unfinished symphony you sent for me. You let me make a difference. A place where even orphan immigrants can leave their fingerprints and rise up. I'm running out of time. I'm running in my time's up. Wise up. Eyes up. I catch a glimpse of the other side. Lawrence leads a soldier's chorus on the other side. My son is on the other side. He's with my mother on the other side. Washington is watching from the other side. Teach me how to say goodbye. Rise up, rise up, rise up, Eliza. My love, take your time. I'll see you on the other side. Raise a glass to freedom.
He aims his pistol at the sky.
Wait! I strike him right between his ribs. I walk towards him, but I'm ushered away. They row him back across the Hudson. I get a drink. I hear wailing in the streets. Somebody tells me you'd better hide. They say Angelica and Eliza were both at his side when he died. Death doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. Takes and it takes and it takes. History obliterates, and every picture it paints me in all my mistakes. When Alexander aimed at the sky, he may have been the first one to die, but I'm the one who paid for it. I survived, but I paid for it. Now I'm the villain in your history. I was too young and blind to see. I should have known the world was wide enough for both Hamilton and me. The world was wide enough for both Hamilton and me.
Let me tell you what I wish I'd known when I was young and dreamed of glory. You have no control. Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
President Jefferson.
I'll give him this. His financial system is a work of genius. I couldn't undo it if I tried. And I tried.
Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
President Madison.
He took our country from bankruptcy to prosperity. I hate to admit it, but he doesn't get enough credit for all the credit he gave us.
Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
Every other founding father's story gets told. Every other founding father gets to grow old.
But when you're gone, who remembers your name? Who keeps your flame? Who tells your story?
Who tells your story? Who tells your story? Eliza,
I put myself back in the narrative.
Eliza,
I stop wasting time on tears. I live another 50 years. It's not enough.
Eliza,
I interview every soldier who fought by your side.
She tells a
I try to make sense of
story.
your thousands of pages of writings. You really do write like you're running out of time. I rely on Angelica. While she's alive, we tell your story. She is buried in Trinity Church near you. When I needed her most, she was right on time. And I'm still not through. I ask myself, what would you do if you had more time? The Lord, His kindness, He gives me what you always wanted. He gives me more time. I raise funds in TC for the Washington Monument.
She tells my story.
I speak out against slavery. You could have done so much more if you only had time. And when my time is up, have I done enough? Will they tell our story? Oh, can I show you what I'm promised of?
the orphanage.
I established the first private orphanage in New York City.
The orphanage.
I helped to raise hundreds of children. I get to see them growing
The
up.
orphanage.
In their eyes I see you, Alexander. I see you every time. And when my time is up, have I done enough? Will they tell my story? Oh, I can't wait to see you again. It's only a matter of time.
Will they tell your story? Who lives, who dies, who tells your story? Will they tell your story? Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?